nothing but the dog in me. Why must I chase the cat?
Good evening and welcome to Posse Presents. Tonight I've got one of a familiar face, let's put it that way. We've got Zilla from Desmond's Army. She is the president and co-founder. Thank you for making the trip once again, my friend.
Thank you for having us.
And you know, there's been a lot of stuff going on in Waterbury. And in order to, I think, shed some light and put a little bit more perspective on different pieces of what we're going to talk about tonight, I have a very special call-in guest, and that would be Kim Strong from Road to Home Rescue. And Kim, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to call into the show tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Now, obviously, if anybody's paying real close attention, they know where this is going tonight. There's a dog in Waterbury. We're going to just recap really quickly. There's a dog in Waterbury who has been incarcerated, for lack of a better word, with a kill order for 4 years. She's been in the pound, in her kennel, with nothing. No creature comforts, no bowls, bowls, but no blankets. Yeah, she has her bowl. No blankets, no toys, no walks, no attention, no affection, no
human contact.
No human contact, no human interaction. And I spoke about having been on the news last week. Robin Zilla was on the radio this week, bringing up some very good points. And Kim represents the Road to Home Rescue that is the rescue that is willing to take Rose from the misery that she's living in and run with it. Take her from there. You know, the movement has been thus far to return her to her owner.
Right.
And there's no dog, no matter how long of a length of time it lived in the home, that is prepared to go from the existence that she has now to a home again. Kim, you're best equipped to talk about that.
Well, when a dog has been incarcerated for 4 years with zero human contact, human touch has lost its value. Human touch doesn't mean anything. It actually becomes a negative thing for the dog. So to put a dog who escaped from a home and bit 2 people back into a home setting after a 4-year isolation prison sentence is insane. She needs to decompress extremely slowly. She needs to decompress and go from 24/7 with nothing to 23.5/7 with a little, 23 hours with something, 22.5, and so forth down the line. To put her into just a free home setting, she would probably bite again, definitely try to get loose again, and definitely have a problem. She isn't safe to be in the public setting right now.
So basically, the original plan basically amounts to setting her up to fail.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Just like she was set up to fail in the first place. She was a dog that the owner said had anxiety, and she was allowed to get loose. When you have a dog with that level of anxiety, you can't make mistakes. You know, that doesn't work, because this is what happened.
Exactly.
Her bites were two bites at once in one situation. That didn't a dangerous dog make.
No.
Now, she would be considered a dangerous dog as far as she doesn't even know what to do or how to be a dog. So we have to teach her that first, and then we have to teach her to trust.
And certainly you've had your share of experience. You are qualified to work with dogs such as Rose.
I've worked with over 1,000 dogs with much more egregious bite histories than Rose. We've never had a claim. We've never had a problem. We always have two barriers between our dogs and the public. I'm certified with bite prevention. And it's just, you need to understand what these dogs are thinking and doing in order to try to help them. And by putting them in their home situation, they're going to fail. The woman who owns this dog doesn't have a concept of what she's dealing with now. And a dog that hasn't been touched in 4 years other than a catch bowl and a vet visit under sedation, that would be insane. Because the only thing she's going to want to do is protect herself, because no one has ever protected her in her mind.
And at this point, yesterday there was a little piece in the newspaper, and the Waterbury animal control officer was quoted as saying that no one is allowed near her or in her kennel because she's tried to bite at every opportunity. Those were the words that were quoted.
And
go ahead.
That's absolutely indicative of the problem. That is people dealing with dangerous dogs or aggressive dogs or fearful dogs, and if they don't know what they're doing, they're going to get hurt. You know, it's working on behavior and changing the dog's mind is not obedience training. That doesn't change dogs' minds. Going slowly, one step at a time, think of it like building blocks. You know, if you don't have a good, solid foundation for trust, everything you do thereafter is going to crumble. Because someone's going to move too quick, a hand's going to move too fast, and they're going to snap. So if you're prepared for that, you can deal with it accordingly with multiple safety precautions in place, and that's the key here.
So when she had her incident, and really it was not two separate incidents, it was, as Zilla pointed out on the radio, 2 bites within the same incident. Here you have a fearful dog who has gotten loose. She's got people running at her, after her, reaching for her, grabbing for her. Her only defense, her only way to say, no, I don't want this to happen, was to bite.
She's afraid and
the dogs have
already
3 forms
escalated.
of communication. Their body language, their voice, their growls, their bark, and then their bite. If everybody is ignoring the first 2, they have no choice but to go for the bite.
And
so,
just because, I mean, there's a difference between an aggressive dog that bites and a fearful dog that bites, is there not?
Absolutely. I call them committed biters, they're going to latch on, they're going to shake. Those are like kill bites. That is not what this is. Or they would have spent days in the hospital. These were ER visits for puncture wounds. That's please stop it. Don't do that to me. Get away from me bite. That is not, I want to hurt you and take you down and kill you bite. Those are dogs that even I would turn down, because there's no way to make them safe to put in the public. So when a dog is on a kill mission, that's a totally different type of dog. There is something wrong with that dog at that point, or they are so broken, it would take an enormous amount of time to fix them, more than we have, and it's too difficult to even keep them safe.
And if
that is not Rose.
If that type of dog were actually in that mode, it would be near to impossible to stop it.
Oh, you wouldn't stop it.
Right.
You wouldn't stop it until its prey, whatever it was biting, or it was either dead or bleeding or half dead.
So the fact that Rose didn't engage in that type of behavior, it really, there needs to be attention drawn to that, because she was not being aggressive. and any behavior that they see in the pound, I mean,
Well, in a pound setting, I have several dogs here that came from shelters. And where they fail in a shelter setting, they succeed here because it's absolutely different. When a dog is in a pound setting, they have no leader. And the more submissive the dog is, the worse the dog's behavior is usually in a shelter because they're so scared. They have no one to follow. They have no other dogs to follow. They don't know what they're doing. My own personal dog attacked the director of a local shelter, attacked 2 other dogs in a shelter to the point where they said, we can't adopt him out. So I took him. And now kindergartners walk him. And he is the gentlest soul known to man. He is like a nurse dog. So having a leader makes a scared dog feel confident. Having no leader, like in a pound setting, they have to defend themselves because no one's protecting them.
and a pound is a scary place because, you know, there's coming and going and barking and crying and there's just, it's not a nurturing environment unless it's a good place, and not every place is a good place.
And also, one of the things in a pound setting is a lack of sleep. Dogs typically sleep 18 hours a day.
I'm jealous.
In a pound setting, that's impossible.
No, they can't let their guard down long enough.
Nope.
So basically, she's also not having her natural cycle of rest on top of everything. So
She's sleep deprived.
she's sleep deprived. And realistically, you know, yes, she's been kept alive, but for what? And at what point has this become cruelty?
Well, she's paying the price for the lawsuit to save her life. You know, a third of her life has gone by in this jail. And she's being punished because they were angry that there's a lawsuit to save her. So no blanket, no bed. And that's not necessary in any cruelty case or any bite case I have ever run across nationwide. They're always allowed to see their owners, even if it's through a fence, but to not be within 20 feet of the dog, that's just punishment for the dog.
Oh,
Punishment
absolutely.
for the owner.
I mean, you know, it's very easy knowing how that facility is set up. You know, you've got the guillotine door. You know, she's shuffled from side to side so that one side or the other can be cleaned, and you know, the food can be removed and the bowls changed and whatever. So it's very easy the way it's set up to keep her isolated.
It is. And again, she's paid the price to save her life.
Right.
By everybody. She's paid the price in time. She's paid the price in lack of comfort that she could have and should have been allowed. There is no reason for her not to have been allowed a Coranda bed or a blanket.
Yeah, other than, you know, the fact that someone would have had to retrieve it, but if you're pushing her from side to side, what's the big deal?
They were afraid of a lawsuit if she got injured. But
Yeah.
again, there's cruelty cases nationwide where dogs have been locked up and allowed Coranda beds and or blankets and or creature comforts of some kind.
Yeah, and one has to imagine she's had nothing.
She's had nothing. And again, at what point does the situation she's in become cruelty?
Yeah, I think
It's been cruelty all along.
Yes.
yeah, I think it's far past that. And, you know, there are people who, this article that was in the paper yesterday was calling for, you know, just put her down. And I don't think I don't think she's lived the last 4 years the way she has to have it end that way.
She deserves a chance. There is nothing that's 100% in this world. I cannot guarantee that I can help her. What I can guarantee is I've helped dogs with much more egregious bite histories. I've helped dogs who have bitten multiple people. And even if I cannot make them safe enough for the canine good citizenship test to adopt them out, I can have them live a healthy, good life, getting out 6 times a day on the grass, into yards for exercise and play and friends, to have a good life with good food and affection and everything a dog needs to be happy. And then we use her as part of our pack if she becomes a sanctuary dog. And then she'll have a job and she'll spend her time with me. So either we can get her ready to go into a home or we can't. But either way, she'll have affection every single day. She'll have playtime every single day. She will be on grass. She will be she will have playtime out in the yard. She will have an 11,000 square foot outside area to run in. We've just moved into a new facility. We're expanding in November from 6,000 square feet that we're currently in to another 11,000 inside training arena. So, because the central New York weathers are rough. So we'll have indoor, outdoor arenas. That's a total of 22,000 square feet.
And that's amazing. Zach, let's scroll through while we're talking some of the pictures of the facility.
So, I mean, there's hope and there's possibilities. And after giving a third of her life to this case, she deserves a possibility.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
So, I mean, that's all we're asking for. We want the chance to try. We want the chance to give her hope. We want the chance to give her trust again. She deserves that. You know, the court cases she's involved in has other dogs in it, and I get all that. And you know what? The lawyer that's doing this, he has his own agenda to protect his client. And that's great, and bless his heart. But we have one job, and our job is to make sure that she has a chance of living outside that little concrete kennel, of being touched again, of having hope. That's our job. That's the important part, while we keep her safe from the community so she can't make a bad decision, so she can't hurt anyone, so she can't be dangerous to anybody. And part of protecting the dog is preventing them from making a bad choice.
And again, you have the facility that and the background and the tools to work with her to decide which way it should go with her.
Absolutely. And again, win, lose, or draw, if we fail, he's at least going to have someone attempting to be with her. We have to try. No dog should spend 4 years alone to die.
No.
She's paid her dues. She's paid the price. It's time to give her her chance. She deserves it.
She absolutely does.
And no dog should be locked up for 4 years. That's insanity.
And unfortunately, in Connecticut,
we have several cases where, we have Cato and Cleo, that's 6 years. We have, Simon has just started. There's the one in Portland who's been 3 years. There's, Bubba in Southington, I believe, has been 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, the state of Connecticut is not good at backing down on these kill orders. And
well, you know what? And I understand you don't want them in the community. I absolutely understand that, because then you're risking people's safety. But to set them up to go to sanctuary or training, again, they may end up dying, but at least you try. At least they're not locked up in a jail cell. They could send them for the same 4 years to a sanctuary setting to hold them that they can in these ACO places. And honestly, it would be cheaper for the state of Connecticut to put them in sanctuary than it would to house them for 4 years and have dogs taken care of by people who don't have the skills to do it. It would be safer. It would be safer for the ACOs and their staff because they're not designed for this. You know, there may have been times where she was the only dog in that kennel.
I can tell you in Waterbury, that's not likely. They are a very, they're a 40 kennel facility, and they are a very busy facility. I don't think there's ever been a time that they have been down to one dog. They are more the facility who kills for space because they're getting so many in.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Well, it just seems insane to me why the state would want to keep her for 4 years and pay for that.
Well, I don't think it's so much the state that wants to as the constant motions.
Right.
You know, it's the legal aspect of it that's keeping her
Right.
award of the pound.
Well, they have custody, but they don't own her.
Right.
Correct.
So if they would allow them to go to sanctuary setting, it would be off their plate and out of their facility.
Right. And
So,
I think you just said dogs like this are well beyond what animal control officers are equipped to deal with. So rather than just summarily end their lives, why not give them that chance? But there has to be a facility willing to take them.
and there are. I mean, we are not the only sanctuary in the Northeast. There are other sanctuaries, and they could easily, you know, can get the owner, and a lot of owners would say, you know what, rather than my dog being locked up in a pound, I will release it to sanctuary. So that needs to be something that's offered to owners and not just, you know, the dog's too dangerous, it can't go anywhere.
Right. I agree. I think it's an archaic way to handle a situation, to treat an animal, to just, you know, say, well, you know what, you don't fit into our parameters. You've got issues.
So let's just kill you.
So let's just kill you. Who are we
Yeah,
to do that?
to do that
I mean-
to people too.
You know, you may as well kill the kid with, you know, pink hair because they're not fitting in. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
Give them a chance.
there's
Give
Dogs
them
fit.
a chance.
It's like the world has a rule book they weren't given.
yeah,
You have to teach them the rules.
Right.
You have to show them how to be around other dogs and people.
and not
Oh.
everybody and not every animal is always going to be able to live exactly by the rules, you know, and that's
I
where.
don't know any person that can live by the rules, much less dogs that can live by the rules.
No.
No, absolutely not. So when there's that animal who just is a little bit outside of what we think of as the perfect animal, they still deserve a chance. They just need to find the place to go to have that chance. Whether it's
Yeah.
it's an individual who has exceptional understanding and skills to cope with, you know, whatever it is, or a facility such as yours that it's thoroughly equipped to take on a dog that is not perfect by other people's standards.
But who
Well,
knows?
you have to remember, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to gauge the dogs that I have and that Road to Home has in our rescue, she's not even a 2.
Oh, I'm
She
sure.
has 2 simple bites out of 1 incident.
Right.
We have much more egregious biters, much more reactive dogs in our facility. I mean, she is not. I mean, at this point, she may be a 3 or a 4 because of the incarceration, but she is not the most dangerous dog we would have here.
No.
Is not the most difficult dog we would have here because, I mean, the dogs that come here often come from shelters across the nation, and they haven't been touched for 6 months because nobody could get their hands on them. And within a week, our hands are on them. It's a completely different environment in a rescue rehab as it is in the shelter. So while they are in kennels and cages, our building is staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These dogs are never alone, and they know it. And our pack helps teach them what they need to know. That is not something any shelter or any pound is going to have happen.
No, and that's true too. I mean,
Right,
dogs
well, that's one of
dogs
the best
follow the
things.
leader.
Is they
Yeah.
have other dogs to learn from, well-balanced dogs to learn
Do
from.
everything in circles for that reason. So every single day, for the first day, especially, she'll watch us handling the other dogs, and she'll learn what we're about from that.
Now we've got just probably a couple of minutes left. How ready are you to take her? How soon would you be here to come and get her if they said, all right, you know, let's do this
Tomorrow.
tomorrow? So to the mayor, to the pound, to the judge, to the lawyers, to the owner,
Out there.
you know, our plea is to let this happen.
Please let this happen. It's the best
It's not
thing for
about
the dog.
needs to happen.
It's
The
the
time
best
for
thing for
pleading, the
Rose.
time for begging is over. This dog has been failed by the system, by the court, and now she needs these people who have failed her. Because in the state of Connecticut, it takes 3 bites to be a dangerous dog that should die. She has 2. So Ag and Market failed her. The court system has failed her. Everybody has failed this dog. Now it's time that all of these people stand up to be her champion. Because all of the other stuff is just stuff. It doesn't save her. It doesn't help her. And she's paid enough of a price. It's time that everyone stands up and says, let her go, let her live, let her try. It's up to her whether she wins or fails or succeeds or doesn't. But she deserves a chance. She has paid all of the price that she needs to pay.
And then
And-
some.
The people stuff needs to end, and the dog's interest needs to be considered, just for once.
Okay, Kim, we are out of time. So Robin and I are going to say peace,
Peace,
love,
love,
and dogs.
dogs.
Kim, thank you very, very much
Thank
for
you,
joining
Kim.
us.
We fully support you.